All right, what's up, guys? We're doing the ladder drill for our drill of the week this week. This one works on different things for different shooters. For me, it's always a confirmation that I'm keeping my support hand grip where it needs to be, even for more precise shots. We're running this one from back at 8 yards, and what we're doing is we're working our way up the target. So one shot at the 3 box, one shot at the C box, one shot at the 2 box, one shot at the B box, 2 shots at the 1 box, 2 shots at the A box, and then finishing with 3 shots to the gray box. Essentially what we're doing is we're working to a more precise targets, working those transitions all the way up, and then finishing with 3 as fast as you can with a larger target, making sure that our grip hasn't degraded with all that transitioning and that more precise work on target. So let's check it out. All right, guys, we're going to pause this one in the middle and do a mid-run check-in. Those are perfect. Those are the ones. These are the things that are going to catch people that we should talk about. So if you look at the target here after the first few runs, we've got 4 major misses that I want to point out. The first 2 are on the A box. So remember this drill. Draw 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, and then 3 for the gray box. So those misses on the A, that is a simple fact of not allowing your confirmation levels to adjust on the fly. So if we're moving from targets like this, which relatively speaking at 8 yards are somewhat large, right? We can go with a basic confirmation level 2, floating sights, no real huge focus on the trigger control, knowing that our support hand grip is still going to keep us inside the acceptable area. Breaking the line, edges of the box, all completely fine. Come up to the A, and now we've got about 1.5 inches to work with, and that changes things dramatically depending on how far you are away from the target. So on this one here, those 2 misses that came up high and to the right, it was simply because I did not modulate down. I didn't force myself to wait for a more settled dot. I was carrying over basically the sloppiness that was allowed in my shooting of these larger boxes into that smaller target, which is what the drill is designed to do, to catch us doing. So that's number 1. Number 2, if we check up on this head box here, these 2 shots on the head box were shots that were taken for the gray box. So remember, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, and then 3 as fast as we can anywhere in the gray box. This one was just poor trigger control. That one's on me. These 2 speak to something that creeps into a lot of our shooting. Namely, the support hand got weak when I threw this one. And on this one, I let my eyes track back to the sights. If you notice when you're running doubles or triples or 4 shots in a row, and you start to notice your shots climbing higher, a lot of people are quick to blame the support hand. We're not gripping tight enough. And sometimes that's the case. But a lot of times, if we start stitching up high, if we start letting those shots track outside of the zone we want, we start seeing that vertical stringing. A lot of times is that the focus has been pulled back to the sights and is no longer maintaining focus on the actual target. It's no longer focusing on the exact spot we want those sights or we want that dot to drop back to. And we're getting pulled back into the sights, blurring our target, keeping us from getting crystal clear focus on where we need the dot to return back to. And we're pressing shots before we've allowed that sight to come back down on target. So if you're noticing stringing, yes, obviously, always go to that support hand. Make sure that it's not getting loose, particularly after so many transitions and precise shots, or shots that are more precise than the gray box, but also make sure that your focus is not getting pulled back too heavy into the gun, into the sights back here, losing track of where you're supposed to be returning those sights on target. All right, guys, we're going to keep it going. All right, guys, and that is it. The main keys to this drill, we kind of already covered in the break period right there, okay? Making sure the support hand doesn't start to weaken as you do all those transitions and all of that more precise work, and making sure that we don't get sucked too far back into our sights that we lose track of our focal point when we're running those quick triples at the end. Blue patch time is going to be 6.4, red patch time is 7.4, and a white patch time is 11.2. So let me know how you guys do.